Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Little Green Lamb. Today's another Top 5 Wednesday day. Today's topic is Top 5 Books That Made You Think. And as always, the Goodreads page will be linked down below so you can check out other people's channels as well as their videos for this Top 5 Wednesday or any other. Basically, this Top 5 Wednesday, Books That Made You Think. Now, all books make me think, like most people, I assume. But, you know, these books made me think about philosophical questions, moral questions, ethical questions, and all that jazz, but what do we really expect from, a philosophy major? I'm in a distinct part, but pretty much I'm under the philosophy branch and one of my favorite subjects. But I'm going to tell you guys kind of what is a big question I was thinking about while reading these books or after reading these books. And I'm going to go in order from 5 to 1. So we're going to start off with number 5 is How Proust Can Change Your Life by Alain de Botton. And I've read this book twice by now. And this book just makes me really, it's not necessarily a deep question, but it's different how, I love seeing how his work has affected so many people and, all the messages in his work and kind of ways to live your life and ways to write. And it's just very inspiring for me. It makes me think a lot about different things, how they have, things like how to express your emotions, how to suffer successfully. It's kind of like a parody self-help book on his life, but I find it very interesting to think about my life and kind of reflect back because if there's one thing I like to do, I love to reflect back on my life. In high school especially, I'd have an hour each night where I'd maybe listen to music and stuff, but mostly I was doing silent reflection and going over my day, and I'm one of those people that I like to, if I have a bad situation, I like to try to pick a moral out of it that I can apply to later on in my life. Sometimes it's a bit harder because I'm more pessimistic about certain situations because if I'm in it and it's not a good situation, I'm going to be more negative in that time period. But it kind of shows me to try to pick up the good, and it kind of gives me a fresh new perspective on life. Number 4 is Forgive Me Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. And this book basically deals with a guy who is getting ready to commit suicide. And his name's Leonard Peacock, obviously. And this book really made me think about the topic of suicide because suicide is something that's very heavily debated, I would say, in philosophy classes. And I have some different views on it, and I wouldn't say they're too controversial, but this book made me really solidify my beliefs with suicide and what I think and feel about it. I'm not going to get into my beliefs here because I don't want a full-out rage, but I have a very different view, I would say, than most of my peers. And I don't know, it just made me think more in depth about the subject and really what does it mean to say that you are going to do this, and what does it mean when this one person's just gone? Can we choose our own destinies? And all these big questions. And it just made me really emotional reading this. I really enjoyed this book, and I love thinking about deep subjects and seeing my view on it and kind of learning from another character's view, a perspective I might not have seen because I might be biased towards myself. Number 3 is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, and you guys know this is one of my favorite movies as well as my favorite books. And the thing that makes me think about this is what would happen if we cloned dinosaurs? What's cloning's repercussions? Can we really change, especially Ian Malcolm's thing, I forget what his line is, but it's a famous line. It's I think, I'm going to try to create this. It's God created God created dinosaurs, God took away dinosaurs, God made man, man brought back dinosaurs, something like that, but it's very creative and not like I was explaining. But it really makes me think about cloning, and especially now that in one of my classes we're discussing the repercussions of cloning and the benefits of cloning. And, well, this is not really cloning, kind of. I think it would be considered cloning. But anyway, messing with DNA, messing with the structure of life, what would happen if we actually bring back these magnificent creatures? It's just one variable thrown into something can change everything, and it just makes me think so much about my life and what I would feel if these dinosaurs were brought back. Would my security be breached? Would I feel not safe? It's very interesting to me, and it's stuff I like to think about. Number 2, I would say, is Dying to Know You by Aidan Chambers, another one of my favorites. This book made me think a lot about my life. It came to me, I'm going to say that, but I really, fell in love with this book when I was just getting over a hard time in my life. Right before my short film, I was doing all that when I was writing the script and stuff. I was having a hard year, and this book, I go through the emotions of Carl, the author, and Fiorella, and I relate to all of them, and it's just a whirlwind of discovery, and I think about my life and, all my morals, and think about how I'm living my life, how I'm treating other people, how situations with other people, and, it teaches me to be more sympathetic and think of other people's emotions, I guess, because we all have stuff underlying. I don't know, it's a whirlwind of confusion, happiness, everything in this book. So my first book would be Veronica Mars and Philosophy, Investigating the Mysteries of Life, which is a B word until you die, by Blackwell Philosophy and Pop Culture series. Series editor William Irwin and edited by George A. Dunn. And I've started reading the Jurassic Park one of this, but this one I've completely read cover to cover. And I'd say this book really makes me think. The reason I love this series is because not only does it talk about Veronica Mars, which I absolutely love, but it also talks about philosophical concepts. And if I don't get something that my teacher's explaining with their examples, it's great that I could come to this source and get the example more easily with something that I like that's out of pop culture. And this book really made me think about certain things. The one thing it made me think about that sticks with me even now is I am a big advocate on no underage drinking. Like, I don't think anybody should underage drink. And, like, if somebody underage drinks, I'm not, like, judging them. But, like, if they're asking my opinion on it, I say that that's not very good. Like, I don't believe that's a good thing to do. I don't drink now that I'm even legal age. I just don't feel like it. Like, I just have a lot of reasons why I'm against it. But I don't care if you're overage and you drink, because that's your decision. It's your life. It's your choice. But I was reading this and it said that anytime somebody breaks the law, they're saying they're better than the law. And I was thinking about a lot of people I know who have broken this law. And I'm sure I've probably broken a random law that's written down there, but it's very interesting. And I was applying it to that situation because I think it's applied to that situation in this book. And I was thinking about how, like, people think it's no big deal, but at the same time they're putting themselves above the law. And I know I think most people at one point in their life put themselves above the law. Even if there's one of those crazy laws that are like, you can't wear a bathrobe on the streets after 9 o'clock at night. Like, it just makes me interested because also I'm a philosophy law pretty much major, like, it's in that area. And I don't know, it just makes me think about those situations and think about, oh, do these people think they're actually above the law, or are they just doing it and they're not aware that they're doing that or breaching the law? I don't know, it just makes me think about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so this was, sorry, a little bit of a rambly video, but that is all my answers. I really liked this topic again to explain to you guys what I think when I read these books. If you guys have any books that really make you think and really give you good questions to ask yourself about life in general, definitely let me know in the comments below. And I'm losing my voice. Sorry, guys, I have a cold, so better get going. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.